started. I call the December 6th meeting of the Planning Commission in order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Smaller crowd than we've had in previous month, but maybe that will change over the next few minutes. Janina, roll call, please.
Commissioner Amy Curls. Present. Commissioner and Trustee Mark Edwards is absent. Commissioner Jim Coltrane.
Present.
Commissioner Janine Caputo is present. Commissioner Rodney Schultz. Commissioner Barbara Lloyd. Present. And Chair and Commissioner Jim Carter.
Present.
And with us tonight is Larry Nix of Williams and Morris of Grand Rapids, our longtime township planner, and Jim Creech, our township manager. Thank you.
Thank you. Roger, is your microphone on? It's on. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of December 6th agenda. Is there anything anybody would like to add or change to tonight's agenda?
I'll move we accept it as presented.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There are copies of the agenda in the back of the room if anybody is interested in following the bouncing ball. Next is the approval of last month's minutes. Have all of you had a chance to review, and are there any changes?
On page 38, the fifth paragraph, the last sentence. Read she then show. Should read she then showed signs.
Then, yeah, rather than then, yeah. See that, Jim?
Yep.
What was that again, sir?
Fifth paragraph on page 38.
Okay.
It's just a typo on the last
Then,
sentence.
okay, that's right.
Thank you. Any others? If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So moved.
Support.
Motion made, supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is public comment. That will be for items not on tonight's agenda. One second, let me finish the preamble. So if you are here tonight for Blossom Ridge or for the Goodison Plan update, please hold your comments until that portion of the meeting. If you are here for something other than that, now would be the time to speak. Mr. Cerner.
I'm Bob Cerna from the Hills of Oakland, Oakland Township, 20-year resident. I have an administrative question for the Planning Commission. It's not related to the agenda items, but there's a couple parts in this question. One is I've been on the website on a regular basis since August, and it's just recently that I've seen the September minutes on the website. I don't think the October minutes are posted yet. You people are now just approved this November minutes. What is your procedures and your standard operating procedures as to when you will post the various minutes to the prior Planning Commission meetings on the website? That is probably the best and most robust vehicle for all of us homeowners to economically and quickly understand what is happening in the public forum here.
I agree, and thank you for that question. I think you can appreciate that as the economy has changed, the township has tightened its belt. We don't have the administrative resources we used to have, so that burden falls to other people with pretty full plates. Now, maybe I can ask Mr. Creech to chime in on, is there a...
The October minutes weren't on the website?
Just the September minutes as of Monday.
They were signed, they should have been on there, so.
We have a lot of seniors who are no longer working, who have plenty of very effective skills and time. Can volunteers help our township at no cost to the township?
I don't think it's as much of the actual work itself. I think it's more or less just remembering to do that in light of everything else that's going on. I'll make sure that the October minutes are on there. Usually what happens is that Janine, as the secretary, signs the minutes, they become official, and those are the minutes that are on the website.
Thank you very much. Also, my second part of my question is, I know that there's statutory issues on publishing the agenda for this meeting. It wasn't until Friday mid-afternoon that I was able to confirm the official agenda for this meeting. I would think that as a courtesy to the homeowners and the residents in the township, is it possible to get that agenda on the website sooner? I know it's not statutorily necessary, but it would certainly be another example of effective communication to the residents in the township to have that information in what I would call a more timely manner, so that we all know what's on the next agenda meeting as soon as it's possible to know that. I've walked into the township's offices several times on 5 or 4 days earlier in the week, and there are copies laying on a table, a stack of them, but nothing on the website.
I think that is also duly noted, and
Right.
we'll see if we can do that. Now, I'll also suggest that feel free to, since you're on the website, the phone number is there, give a call.
That's exactly what I do. I'm becoming a well-known phone caller to the township offices.
You know who this guy is?
I think I've seen him before. Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, committee.
All right, thank you. Anything else that's not on this?
I didn't see it on the website on this page here. Did you just say that? That the website is posted?
No. That is posted on the website, but not until last Friday. They post that
But the website itself.
It's opentownship.org, right?
Correct. That the website's not on.
Opentownship.org is the website address.
Thank you.
Good evening, John Markle, 245 Burchell Drive, Oakland Township. One of these days I'll get it right, tonight was wonderful. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year that's coming up. I hope it's prosperous for all of us.
Thank you, likewise.
With that being said, I would ask this committee to take, with a grain of salt, experts. Mr. Carter, you're an expert in the areas that you've talked about in the past, that you've pointed out. I'm an expert in a few areas that I work in myself. I think in general that this committee, this committee needs to look at expert testimony or people who present themselves as experts with a bit of scrutiny, I guess is the best way to put it. And the reason I say that is currently we had experts very recently design something in the township, and as I just walked into the meeting tonight, I stopped and looked, and there is no water running in the mill race. It's dry, dead, and experts said that water, would be there at one point and so on. We can get into all that, but my point is I think this committee should do their best to make sure that they look at experts, and that's all I would say. And again, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. We do indeed rely on input from experts. It's one or more of the data points that we consider in a proposal. But as you know, given your expertise and expert witness testimony, as do I, that expert opinion is subject to peer review, and that's the best way to address that. You'll see later on we have some of that involved in the current proposal, where there's been some peer review of expert opinions rendered, but I don't want to jump ahead, as I've asked you not to do so. Is there anything else for tonight that is not on tonight's agenda that somebody came here to say or ask? Okay, seeing nothing else, we'll move on to item number 6 on our agenda, which is the Blossom Ridge rezoning request we've been talking about for the last number of months. We have been gathering input. We've got a lot from the applicant, the developer. We have a lot of public input. We have input from experts, both from the applicant and from the township. We've got input from the road commission, has provided a report on the traffic question. We've had some discussion here on the commission with regard to this proposal. We have a report this evening from Mr. Nix. I think a very well-written report that encapsulates a number of the issues, but the question before the commission will be, are there still other questions outside of that that we would like to see addressed or addressed in further detail? So here's my expectation for tonight. There will be a lot of discussion up here of the material that we have collected over the months. We'll ask Mr. Nix to go through his report, perhaps that should be first, and then begin our discussion. We'll give the applicant an opportunity if they would like to respond to some of that discussion, and time permitting, also some time for public input. As I've stated before, we're only required to have one public hearing. We had that a long time ago, but it's been our practice on this project in particular, because of the level of public interest, to welcome additional public input. Now, we have to be concerned about the time allowed, and we also don't want to rehash old thoughts, but this is a developing proposal, and as it changes, perhaps there's new information from the public. We have also collected a number of new items submitted by the public in the form of email, a written letter presented this evening, which I would like to pass along to Mr. Creech to incorporate into the minutes. The others are in your packets, and I think we've all reviewed those. I won't go through each one individually, but I'll just say in summary, there are some in support and some in opposition to the proposed development, as we would expect. But Roger, can you hand that to Mr. Creech? That's the letter received this evening, which is presented to me. Anything from the commission before I open it up to Mr. Nix to go through his report? Mr. Nix, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Over the last several months, we've had a lot of input, a lot of discussion regarding this Blossom Ridge Plan residential rezoning overlay project that has been presented to us there at the corner of Dutton and Adams Road. This is our third memo, and this memo was really inspired by your discussion last month, and some of the, basically it boiled down to three primary issues. And there were some side issues associated. The one issue was the character of the community and how this development fits. Secondly was density, and the third was traffic. There were also some environmental issues that brought forward regarding the designation of this property, whether it was sensitive and what that really meant in our master plan, and some of the overlays that we have in that master plan for some of those discussions. And we've tried to cover all of those items in the memo that I prepared. Now, I understand this memo has been posted online, so if you were checking, everybody probably had an opportunity to read it. So I'm going to do a real brief overview of this 14 pages, because I'm not going to sit here and read it all, because nobody wants to be put to sleep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Basically, we talk about the PRRO process, Plan Residential Rezoning Overlay, PRRO. For this, we talk about what the applicant has submitted to us. We talk about the 284 units, how that is broken down. We talk about the size of those units. We talk about the Blossom Park building, the size of that building, and what its intended purpose is. We talk about the application review process that's contained in our zoning ordinance and the standards that are listed there. We talk about the eligibility of this project and how that whole system works within the ordinance. We talk about the idea of the test plan. We talk about meeting or exceeding the standards of the proposed underlying zoning. We talk about the other standards that we have to review, you have to review, that I've written about.